We initially say the funny thing, and then it suddenly becomes hilarious because we've said it before.
Oh, it's so good.
And we're here. Like, that's what we used to do.
Let's start the show. I do like saying that.
Wow.
Basically, the reason we do videos is because there's a problem in America. The problem is the food we're eating. We're not buying food, we're buying food-like product. We need a paradigm shift where everybody sort of just gets up and takes everything they own and just like moves out of the picture. Which hopefully this isn't in the picture. We need to stop consuming the food that's in these grocery stores.
Tell me about preservatives.
People think, I'm going to a grocery store and I'm going to buy something, and they're like, well, I want to get the one that's going to stay good forever. Oh, that one's going to be good for 3 weeks now. Since I live on my own, like I don't want to waste it. The thing that people do not understand is that real food goes bad. That's not like a thing that you want to have happen, but at the same time, like if your food is going to stay good for like 10 years, a lot of things that I just threw away actually didn't expire, which I've had them for like 2 years now, did not expire for like another 18 months. I'm regularly seeing things on the shelves don't expire until like November 2013. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why is it not going bad?
I'm going to play the idiot part, so no, I've never asked myself that.
We've been preparing foods for hundreds of years, and we've been preserving foods for hundreds of years. So that's not really the problem. The problem is the method with which we're preserving foods, because we've made great strides and advancements.
Before they would refrigerate things, they would dry them out in the sun or put salt on them or something.
You could like coat it in fat.
Yeah.
You could smoke it. That would be another way to preserve it.
But how are we preserving now?
Oh, we're using chemicals and synthetic like alkalisms and up there with the like natural preservatives.
Yeah.
Also, they would use citrus juice. You could squirt a small amount of lemon juice and like coat like the outside of an apple, and it'll keep the apple from going bad because the acid will basically create a barrier. That's natural. Like that's healthy. That's fine.
We're here to tell you about things that you should not do.
Things that you should not do, which would be
and things that they are doing.
Synthetic preservatives. And since you can't read the labels, and if your mother doesn't know how to read ingredients,
she's not a doctor.
The internet doesn't exist.
No.
I'm not going to be able to pronounce any of them because I'm not amazing. No, I'm not an introvert. Wait, what is it that I'm not, Josh? There's got to be a better way for us to butcher this analogy.
You're not an inherent person.
There's going to be a common theme here. Everything is going to be a carcinogen.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is propylgallate. Here's the thing.
It's fine.
Actually impossible to pronounce these things. Okay, the problem with that is it might cause cancer. It's carcinogenic. That's used in like meats, potatoes, chicken, soup-based, chewing gum. The next one that you really want to look for, which these are things that will be listed on the ingredients, BHA and BHT. That's a word that you cannot pronounce. That's why you write BHA and BHT. Butylated.
Butylated?
That's what it says.
It sounds mutilated.
Butylated hydroxtensoline.
Butylated hydroxtensoline.
That's used to keep fats and oils from going rancid. Commonly used in cereals, chewing gum, vegetable oils, potato chips. Then we have heptylparabolan. This is often found in like beverages, not carbonated beverages, like fruit beverages. So that brings me to sodium nitrate.
I love that one.
It's used as a preservative and a colorer. It's used in cured meats, which would be anything like bacon, ham, hot dogs, Spam, smoked fish, processed meats.
You literally cannot get it without it.
Yeah,
it's like
there's
impossible.
no such thing as bacon without nitrates. Yeah, we had nitrates at our camping video, but we burned the nitrates out. Some studies have found a link between consuming cured meats and nitrates and cancer in humans. People are like, well, that's conspiracy theory. Okay, how many of you know somebody that has cancer or has had cancer?
Yeah,
everybody on the film is raising their hand. We all have the potential to get cancer, and maybe if we're eating biology experiments like on the daily, just maybe that's the reason we're all getting cancer.
It may or may not be the case.
It is.
I know.
It is the case. Our life expectancy is shrinking. It's the first generation where like our life expectancy is less than our parents' was. Yep. Science has gotten so much more awesome, and so like we're eating this idiotic food that's killing us. Sodium benzoate. So benzoate, that's the part that gets you.
Yeah.
Sodium, which by the way, sodium's bad. And there's also benzoic acid. This is used in like fruit juice and carbonated juices to prevent the growth of microorganisms that may cause hives, allergic reactions, adversely affect behavior in children. It cause ADHD. Like that's a new thing. Like nobody had ADHD until like the 90s. And then all of a sudden, like, everybody has ADHD. Like, when was the last time you heard of a child that wasn't proudly proclaiming the fact that they have ADHD? When you use benzate with ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, it actually creates benzene, which is carcinogenic. It's just flat out toxic. So we got sulfates, sulfur dioxide, sodium biosulfate. It prevents discoloration in dried fruits. It destroys vitamin B1 and may cause severe allergic reactions, especially amongst people with asthma. Sodium bisulfate, do you know what that is?
A bad thing?
It's plaster Paris. It's something you use to construct houses. It's like basically like a type of cement.
Well, I can see why it preserves something.
You'd use it in like drywalling. That's often used like in breads.
And that should, like, in bread. So now we're eating sawdust and plaster.
America is an ecostructure that is, like, geared towards convenience. I want to be able to go to a store and buy everything I want. Yeah. The only way to really do that is to just have everything preserved to heck. Preservatives are not used to make food healthier, better, more beneficial. The reason that we put preservatives in is for profits. There should be salespeople, and they should be able to explain to you what you're buying. They'll be like, well, this is spelt wheat bread. We put spelt and wheat in it, and we made bread. Did you use yeast? Well, yes, actually, we use this type of yeast or whatever. Like, it shouldn't be that you go in and you're like, do you have this? And they're like, well, I don't know. Let me see if I can find a manager. I've mentioned this before. Ultra-pasteurization basically means that they, like, heated it up to a point at which, like, it destroys the tissue in it. There's, like, virtually no reason to consume anything
to drink it.
Been pasteurized. The bacteria in it is like one thing. It's like you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Let's get healthy natural milk, kill it, and then it'll last forever. Because we're drinking dead milk.
At that point, you're drinking white-colored water. Harken our video.
White-colored water. I drank a fruit juice smoothie today. Yeah. I bought it at a grocery store. And it expired 1 month from today. It had possibly been sitting on that shelf for 2 weeks. It probably was like in a warehouse for 2 weeks beyond that. So it's probably like a month old already. And it's somehow going to be good for another month. And on the bottle it said no preservatives.
Which is a lie.
A lie! And it also had natural flavorings. I want to express this to you. Natural flavorings. That could virtually be like any one of up to 1,000 things. If it has natural flavorings in it, don't even worry about
the rest of
bacterial or fungi, oxygen absorbers, sorbic acid, propionate,
propagate,
hydrogen sulfate, diodin EDTA.
Oh, that's one.
TBHQ, ethanol. Wow, that's a big one. Methylchloroethioine. It's at least 26 letters.
Yeah.
FDA standards do not require fruit and vegetable products labeled to reflect the type of chemical preservative used for produce.
So it's like you buy an apple.
May or may not
contain TBHQ.
There are some no-nonsense things you can do. You can opt for organic. When you go organic, you want to go with companies you trust.
Yeah.
Like local farmers. You want to buy things that are fresh. Go to like a farmer's market. If there's like a yard sale and they're like selling their tomatoes, get that stuff.
Yeah. You see like a guy set up at like a gas station and he's selling 4 to 5 different kinds of fruits and vegetables. Yeah. And people are like, well, I'm not going to buy from that guy. I can't trust that guy. Like, what did he do to it? No, you can't trust the grocery store. Like,
learn to read labels. Don't assume.
We say that a lot.
Oh, well, I know. Like, nobody's done it yet. Like, little label things that say all natural, low fat, low in cholesterol, lower sodium. Avoid those things like the plague. They don't mean anything. Healthy things will just say on the ingredients what they are, and it's very clear what it is. Like if it has like a little sticker and it's approved by the family friendly or whatever, it's like, wait, I've never heard of this organization.
Yeah.
The Twinkie is an interesting product because it can last for 100 years.
Yeah.
After Armageddon, the only thing that's going to be left is like large deposits of Twinkies. At some point, aliens will come and they'll be like, this is such an amazing place. There's food everywhere.
All right, final thoughts on Twinkies.
Wow. The reality. Twinkies do in fact... My final thought is, you need to get yourself to a farmer's market. You need to join your local CSA. You need to be going to places where people are selling fresh produce. You need to be buying it. You don't need to use chemicals to preserve things. Buy what we need, eat it, And then, like, you move on. Get yourself a blender. You can make a smoothie. If you have stuff that's going to go bad, make it into a puree, freeze it. Like, process your foods. Buy healthy bread, put it in the freezer.
Yep.
Like, sure, bread's not going to last for 3 months, but is that really a problem?
I
So I think that's our final thoughts.
Make sure to rewatch our season finale
Make
video.
sure to rewind. And what was that other thing?
TBB.
That's really bad.
That was like peanut butter and butter. This is me and that's him. Cheers. Okay.
All right, pick one. I'm going to drink the orange if you're not going to pick.
All right, I'll drink the other one.
All right.
You have to open them because I don't have any hands. My hands are just been decapitated.
He doesn't have any hands. He's doing an amazing job filming.
I decapitated my hands.
With no hands.
Yep, I'm filming with no hands. Oh!
It's already...
Oh!